Acadia. I sit on granite at the shore listening to watery tongues I can't yet decode. Foghorns, foam, belligerent gulls, and motors. A lobsterman in yellow overalls pulls up a trap. An inky cormorant dives and disappears while I count the slowly spilling time until it surfaces. I cannot hold my breath that long. Something essential seeps beneath my skin. A glint on the water, salty lips, enough to begin.
Cornet's Beach Hill Farm. I carry my sorrow with me along the rich path of dark earth, trodden hard as pavement. After a turn or two, I retrace my steps, passing again that same tired tangle of bent stalks, heavy with corn. My sorrow wants to stay sharp and blue and cutting as the summer sky. But here, in this sweet white haven, even the voices of childhood fade, and I'm no longer a mother or friend, lover, citizen of the world. My skin is green and lovely in this light. I can feel my sorrow now only if I touch it tentatively, like the tip of a tongue on a sore tooth. I smooth my silks, my tasseled hair. My sorrow curls and dries in the sun. What did we really have to say to each other anyway?
Testing the waters. We sleeked into the water like seals, handstanded, somersaulted. Dead men's floated, treaded water, fingers up, counting fast. Dived for stones further and further out. We pulled a leaky barge down the lake, expecting it to sink, which it did. Rowed over to the brook and caught frogs, expecting them to live. They didn't. In winter, we stepped onto the brook, daring the ice to break, which it did. Skated white circles on the lake, and lay looking up at the sky until the cold came through our coats. Beyond the brook in springtime, we Tarzaned over boggy ground on thick vines. Pedaled bikes atop stream banks, daring each other to fall, which we didn't. How long after Labor Day could we dip into the water, stretching our necks to keep them dry? How early in spring could we jump in, swim out, duck under? Who could go further, float longer, dive deeper? And who suspected that daring and diving would ever cease to be a game and be our lives?
You may know this particular poem, The Man in a Bath. A woman in a bath always dissolves into colour, though sometimes the curve of her back interests, sometimes her pubic hair. She's a machine for catching light, done to ravishing death by dagger and one eye. The man in the bath is different. He's named, a tyrant redeemed by his faithful friend's iconography. Thank God good Jacobins know one's place, faceless, nameless, breeding lots of good baby Jacobins to face the world. And the great contemporary historian too barely notices her stepping up beside the bath, barely pauses in his narrative of great men to notice a young woman from the provinces. How lovely her face is, this Charlotte Corday, calm and brave, who dares to step up to the monster in the bath and kill it.
Part 3. At the edge of the great marsh, the house sits like a spinster, her back straight, her elbows sharp points, her pink dress worn so that here and there her silvery underpinnings start to show through. Despite aging bones, the paint peeling from clapboards, she is a siren, a bird woman calling me to sit in the third-floor turret, to watch the snowy egrets, their golden slippered feet stalking the marsh, while thousands of tree swallows swarm, wing tip to wing tip, their feathers flashing blue, until the sun darkens and the eelgrass bends under their flight. The house holds the bird within me, longing to fly to the limitless horizon.
We made it past those wretched years when our local paper encouraged epitaphs below the fully named departed in the daily obituaries on page B2. They were to be in the style of a brief but significant inscription on a gravestone. Morning after morning, they never came close to what the Boston Globe did for Sunny Fortune 79, saxophonist of urgency and grace. We were out of our league. How many Red Sox fan, crochet enthusiast, or a friend to all would we see before someone was tasked with coming up with one for us? Each day the bar lowered and the ante raised. O guardian of our best selves, deliver us from this return to epitaphs, lest mine might be collector of dime a dozen chicken figurines. Spare us. Spare.
The Easy was an electric washer, the marvelous technology in 1938. It stood in our kitchen, pushed to a corner until Monday, laundry day, and took all the hours of it. A mottled green enamel tub on legs that ended in rolling casters. How heavily shook the room when Mother and our grandma began the wash once a week. Rain or snow, better sun. A black hose ran from the deep slate sink to fill up. Rubber cylinders held in metal frame rotated to squeeze soapy water out of shirts and sheets, towels, trousers, dresses. The once gleaming lever stood ready at the burner to release when a lump of tangled clothing floated. When, in morning, the motor groaned. Was Mother thinking of something she would rather do as her fingers pulled in first, then her wrist, her palm? It was both an instant and eerie moment before Grandma pulled that lever. It was not the clock that measured time. Thank you.
Bouquet for the kitchen table. A lamp by the neighbor's front steps laps into a shallow pool. The sliced moon slits on its way to setting. 3 more nights in this wide window will be dark, the lit face turned away. The cardinal returns with morning, lights in the apple tree as I approach with clippers.